Okay, so we're done. Flipped the script here a couple days ago this week, and we're starting with our silence in the morning to get into our space. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and shut our eyes. Gaze softly in front of you if that's more comfortable. Okay. It is Friday. It is the end of the week. Taking that time of silence in the beginning to really connect with our insides, our energy, us, get a feeling, get a baseline. Pay attention in that beginning part. How do you feel? What do you see? Does any music start playing in your head? Do you hear any words? Do you see any visions? Pay attention to all of it. Be fearless today. Be fearless every day in what you do and the things that you pursue. If there is something that you want, and society has told you that it is something shameful, something that you shouldn't want, and you have stopped yourself from going after it, I highly suggest you open up that box and go after it. Now, I'm not talking about murdering someone or harming someone. If you have a want or desire, and that want or desire will hurt someone in any way, financially, emotionally, spiritually, whatever, that is your ego. If you want something in your heart, I want to feel free in my body naked. I want to cliff dive off of a mountain into a big lake. I want to see what it's like to stand on a stage and tell jokes. I want to have a threesome. I want to try marijuana. I want whatever it is. And society is like, oh my God. Oh, that's gross. Oh, that's bad. You're naughty. Those are their thoughts, their ideas, their perceptions, their trauma, their stories. What do you want? What is something that you've wanted and you've been scared to go after it? Oh my God, what will people think of me? Oh my God, I can't do that. Ah, it makes you scared, causes this reaction. Many things will cause visceral reactions in me, sweaty hands. Not just me, other people, red faces. We get visceral reactions. Feel that emotion when you get what you want. That visceral feeling and reaction to happiness. You've been there before. You've had those glimmers. Make it glam. That was a bad one. I'm leaving it. Slivers of glimmer. And some of us have had huge chunks, glimmer so bright that they have blinded us. Why are those moments few and far between? Why do we feel that those moments are special? Oh, that day was so good in my life. I'll never forget that day. Everything was so perfect. Every day is perfect. You are the one that tells yourself that today wasn't perfect, that the day was shit, that it wasn't a good day. But when you sit down at the end of every night, remember that every day is a good day. In the words of my Ice Cube, today was a good day. Lots of music going through my head today. Go be fearless. Fear less. Just fear less. You can do it. If there is something that your heart has been wanting or desiring, and it's not going to harm anyone else, and the guide said, and you, if it's something that's not going to hurt you, go get it. Stop being scared. The world is your oyster, as they say. You're a diamond in the rough. All the stuff that has built on top of us, break out of it now and shine. Shine bright. You are the glimmer. You are the glam. you to go fear less. Think about it. Now go get it. Take a deep breath. Hold it at the top and exhale. Then go on your own pace. 2 more. Let's bring our awareness back to our fingertips and our toes. Go ahead and slowly open our eyes. Give yourself a stretch if you need to. From glum to glam. Yes, from glum to glam. And you know what's so funny? Talking about always listening to your intuition. We were sitting here right at the beginning, and as we were getting into our space, I heard, turn off your camera, focus on your space. So I said, okay. So I turned off my camera. Then I heard, turn off your microphone, be silent. And I was like, okay, never have. I'm like, okay, just did it. Right smack in the middle of that timer, I had a huge sneezing fit. I was like, achoo, achoo, achoo. And I was like, oh, look at that. And I was already muted and I was already off grid. So threesomes, marijuana, and Ice Cube before 7 a.m. You heard it here first, folks. Yes, it is gonna be a good day. And there was another song that I was hearing in the beginning that I wanted to crap, and now I can't remember it, but I'm gonna have to like when I remember it, I'll have to say it to you guys. But someone here, yeah, talking about the threesomes. Let's go back to that because as I was getting ready in the morning, because this is exactly what I was gonna say. As I was getting ready this morning to come into this space, they were like, Kim, it's Fearless Friday. And someone on this meditation, either here or listening, has been wanting to do something and they've been told their whole lives that they can't, or that it's shameful, or they're like scared to take that next step. Do you know what I mean? So they were like, you need to tell them that they need to be fearless. They were like, it's literally something like a threesome. I would, the reason that came out, listen, I don't question it. I'm like, okay, I'll say it. But like that,
I was like, I was laughing my head off when you were like that. I was like, okay.
when I heard it, I said, okay. I heard it this morning. They were like, someone has been wanting to try something literally like a threesome, and not saying that
Oh
it's
my
the threesome,
gosh.
but the vibration behind that. Do you know what I mean? Like, who says this to anyone? Like, I've really been wanting to try a threesome. Do you know what I
As
mean?
long as they're okay with it.
As long as it's not gonna hurt someone and there's like a mutual thing, I don't.
Yeah.
And listen, I don't want to. I'm not. And obviously, you don't have to fess up. And I don't know if it's that, but that's why I laughed this morning. They were like, it's Fearless Friday. Someone is scared to do something. So why they made me give that example, I don't know. And like I said, I was dying. I was like, oh my God. And I was hoping they would not make me say it in the meditation because I heard it this morning and I was like, okay, maybe something else will come up, right? They were like, say it. I was like, okay, I'll say it. So I was like, all of it, really, like puppy pussy licking. Oh my gosh. As long as it doesn't
What even
hurt
is that?
others, that's like bestiality. But hey, Althea, as long as I don't know if an animal can give mutual consent to that. So, they were very clear on consent and not hurting anyone. And she's just joking, guys. She said
Yeah, I know.
that. Ah, okay, but yeah, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone, but there's stuff that people want to do and they let fear hold them back because somebody has said like that's wrong or don't do that. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, as long as it's not hurting anyone and I'm not that like, oh, that's
Yeah,
don't
I love the bit where you said not murder someone.
not murdering someone. I'm not saying, oh, I really want to know what that feels. And hey, listen, we're on our own journey. And again, and here it is so funny because honestly, if that's not something we would encourage in meditation, but thinking about it, we talk about that, like about soul, like I said, I know I've been a murderer. I know I've been murdered. I know I've been a rapist. I know I've been raped. In every lifetime, we want to experience these things. You know what I mean? But we're not going to include that in. That's not included in the Fearless Friday. I don't think that's what they're talking about. But yeah, do you know what I mean? But if they want to do it, no
Yeah,
judgment. I mean,
please don't go murder someone, guys.
yeah, like it, but again, like no judgment. So, and listen, I, I, if you guys are into reading, I just finished this book called Sociopath, and this is why I'm saying this. This woman is a clinically diagnosed sociopath because I'm on this big bullying journey, right? I'm trying to understand, and I know why people bully, but it's bigger than that. We can't even put them in a box and say, well, they're doing this because they were bullied. No, there's so many layers to us as humans, right? This book, Sociopath, this woman talks about thoughts that she had in her head, things that she wanted to do. She literally talked about how she stabbed this girl in the head with a pencil. And she goes, she just wouldn't stop talking. And I just wanted her to stop talking. And she's like, I had this buildup of emotion. And if I didn't do something, I would get a headache. So I had to hurt something. I was like, okay. She talked about how she choked a cat and almost killed it, but was able to stop herself at the last second. She was brutally honest. People have these thoughts. They don't talk about it. Why? Because we look at you like you're psycho, right? But we can't like, but that's judging. That's absolutely judging. And we're human. So of course it's like, I'm not going to say that there are not, but there are humans because I've met them and I aspire to be them, where you can say whatever and they're like, oh, bless her heart. Some people would be better off pushed off the cliff. And some people are here to teach us what happens when you don't evolve. You've seen that meme. Some people's purpose is literally just to show us what happens if you don't evolve. They just don't evolve. There are people who've been murderers on the death table getting electrocuted. The people that they murdered families are sitting there and you've seen it. They're getting the death penalty and they're like, fuck you to the family. They don't care. Literally here to show you what happens if you don't evolve. We all have our role. We all have our role. But today's about being fearless for yourself. What is it that is why are you holding yourself back? Don't be fearless. Like the first example they give, you want to go be naked on a stage? Like how many people like, we talk about strippers and most people like, oh, that's fucking fearless. Could you take off your clothes and dance naked in front of a bunch of fucking people? That's fearless.
Absolutely not. That is fearless.
That's fearless. They
Hey, I ran out in my underwear this morning with no top on to let the puppy out. Does that
Oh,
count?
that does count. Does count.
Fearless.
That is fearless. I would get arrested if I did that here, but that is fearless. They arrest us for things like that. Do they don't arrest you for things like that in Canada. I'm moving to Canada. I'm like walk around topless. I saw a man at the pool with breasts bigger than mine, and it was so funny. And I'm not saying this to insult him, but I just sat there looking at him like that is such bullshit because I didn't want my top on. Do you know what I mean? And all I could think was like, they're just breasts. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I can't sit there with topless because I'll get arrested, and it's sexualized. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my God. But anyway, we're getting off topic. But
We
whoever
can go
wants to,
topless here in Canada. Well, here in Ontario anyway, the women are allowed to go topless. I can go down to the beach and without a top.
wow, do you
Hmm.
see how different and you're just, I don't want my top on either, but I trip myself. Yeah, see, I don't have that problem. Don't have that problem. Yeah, that's hilarious. I wish no, I can't say I wish I did because yeah, you always want what you don't have, right? I know women, you probably have back issues. Every woman I know with big, beautiful breasts have a back issue. Listen, fun fact, when I went to the Indiana Fair, Katie Kelly, who runs it, has beautiful breasts. And she had her dress cut down low. And when I walk in, I'm like, hey, she's like, hey, you made it. What's the first thing I do? My eyes went right to her breasts and her cleavage. I was like, gosh, she's got such nice boobs. Do you know what I mean? Then when I went up to her eyes and I was like, hi, how are you, Katie? I went, right? I love me a big pair of beautiful breasts. But anyway, isn't that interesting? Canada, Europe, they're so open. You know what I mean? The US, man, we sure are full of ego and got our heads up our asses. Yeah, like I wasn't joking. Maybe I do need to move to Canada. I'd like to go to the
Hmm.
beaches. That would be nice. They used to let you do it in Miami, but not anymore. Yes, team beautiful breasts. Yes, yes, yes. I know for a fact that I've had flashes of I've had big boobs in so many lives and I've definitely abused them. So left them out in this life. That's okay. I didn't even get them during pregnancy. Like literally did not get bigger than an A cup during both of my pregnancies. So yeah, I was definitely not given breast this lifetime. But anyway, fearless, fearless. So whoever's on here, whoever's listening to this, because I am getting the feeling that it's nobody here, that it is someone listening on the YouTube channel. So whoever you are, go get it. Don't care what other people are gonna think. Go, go. Vibration of like a threesome. It's not shameful. If that's what you want and you're not hurting anybody, go do it. Do not murder anybody and do not make out with any animals. Okay. And I'm going to end it with that. All right.
Ah,
I love you all. Have a
have a
great weekend.
wonderful
Oh,
holiday, Kim.
yeah. And guys, Karina and I talked. She's going to send everybody a link. She got her own Zoom link. So meditations will continue next week. Karina's going to
Wow.
week. Yeah, because even if I wanted to, I'm not. It's gonna be 3 a.m. in California. You know what I mean? So, and I'm going to really take the time to like be with Liam and Luna. I promised them that I'm gonna be all theirs this week. I can't
Mm.
wait. So
Aw.
yeah. So yeah, so we are going to there will be meditations next week. She'll send it out and I'll text whoever needs to be texted. Because not everybody's in that message group. All right, guys. I'm really
Mm.
gonna miss you guys next week, but I'm really
Mm.
looking forward to our first vacation in a long time. So I will see you guys on the other side. Bye, guys. I'll see you next week. Love you all. Have a great week.